Well, hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. How you guys doing? Hope you guys having an amazing Tuesday so far. Today, we're going to continue with the whole problem solution fit in the market because the importance. I know last week or 2 weeks ago, we started talking about the niche and how important that is. Well, the offers actually, offers and how important that was. Last week was all about niching down and the niches and what are niching, what is not niching, and all of those. And today, and this whole week, we're talking about the actual problem solution market fit, which is extremely important. And as you see by the title, today I'm going to be talking about the real dangers of solving problems and no one actually pays for it. And I think one of the biggest issues is that if no one is paying for it, is your bank account is going to be empty. It's going to be on zeros. But I just want to talk to you about this because I feel that because people really overlook this and really feel that it's just a thing, right? It's a thing that I don't need to pay attention to. It's actually the main reason why coaching businesses fail, right? Coaches don't fail because they can't help people. They fail because they are solving problems that no one is willing to pay for. And this is the number one killer of a coaching business because you have a problem they're trying to solve and no one's seeing that problem as a problem that they want to pay for. So many coaches really focus on what they like to teach instead of what the clients are desperate to solve. And that's really what the money is, right? And today I'll show you why this happens, how to spot it, and how to avoid wasting months and maybe even years solving the wrong problem. Because I can tell you, I don't know the amount of times I came across people that are having amazing, amazing coaching programs. They really change lives. But the way that you're messaging, the way that you're going out there and trying to position your offer is just wrong. It's not something people are willing to pay for. And let me tell you why this happens. This happens because of three things. I call the three traps, right? So you have first the passion trap. And this is where you choose topics that you love. For example, you go, oh, journaling, or I'll teach people how to meditate, or I'll teach mindset without testing the demand of it. So that's the first trap, the passion trap. Then you have the vagueness trap. And that's when you pick a problem too soft or too abstract. For example, you go, I help you find purpose, or I help you feel more balanced. Those are just really soft and abstract problems that people don't feel that are immediate needs that they need in their lives. The third trap is a projection trap. It's solving a problem that you had, right, without confirming others value it enough to pay for it, right? And it's good. I mean, it stems from that. A lot of the clients that I work with and help, these are people who suffer for something 5 years ago, and now they're trying to help their past self, right? But it's important that if you had the problem, yes, validate with the market that there's plenty of other people that also have the problem as well. The good analogy that I have for this is when it's like trying to build the perfect umbrella, but then only selling it in a desert, in a desert, right? So it's like, it's a good product, but then the marketplace we're trying to sell it, that's not, they're not hungry for that. What clients actually pay for are very three simple things. They pay for urgent, painful, and expensive problems, right? High stakes situations where the cost of not solving the problem is obvious. So the pain point needs to be greater than the pain of staying the same needs to be so high that they're willing to pay money to get it solved, right? So for example, I'm going to give you an example what people pay for, right? So in the health, remember in the niche, when we talked about the niche last week, I talked about there's three different markets, the health, wealth, and relationships, right? Okay. So for example, in the health space, people pay for lose 20 pounds before the doctor puts me on meds. That's a pain point, right? Because they don't want people, they want to lose the weight, yes, but it's not only superficially because they want to make sure they don't get sicker and then the doctor has to put them on meds. On another area, if we go to wealth, right, career falls into that. For example, getting promoted so you can double the salary. That's something that people pay for. How can I get promoted? How do I get to that promotion, that leadership job, or that leadership job that so strive for to double my salary? On the relationships part, save my marriage, like save a marriage, or find love after the divorce. Those are specific pain point things that people pay money for. So the contracts of those are, I'll help you meditate more, like vague, right? Or I'll help you finally sleep through the night without feeling anxious, right? That's a pain point. Meditate is kind of like the mechanism that you use to help people solve the problem. But no one, quote unquote, buys meditation. They buy what meditation is able to get them, right? And there's a lot of you that are selling the mechanism, but not necessarily the solving the problem itself, right? And there's many consequences of that. Of course, you have lower sales because there's no urgency. Of course, you have higher churn because people don't stick because they don't see the immediate result or the immediate value. Of course, there's going to be burnout from your end because you keep working harder, but nothing really converts. And of course, doubt, right? You start thinking that you are not cut out for coaching when the issue is not the coaching itself, is the problem niche, right? The problem choice, not your skills. Right. So I give you so many examples on the other ones, but for example, in a life coaching situation, you cannot just tell people, I'll help you live your best life. Say something like, I'll help you stop people pleasing so you can set boundaries and feel free again. Or if you're a health coach, don't just say, oh, I'll help you journal about your food. That means nothing, right? Say things like, I'll help you stop emotional eating in 90 days. Put a time frame to it, make it real. If you do leadership coaching, for example, I'll help you find an authentic leadership style. That is, what does that say? I mean, authentic. Okay, what is the benefit of finding an authentic leadership style, right? But then if you say, I'll help you, I'll help women in tech land promotions without burning out, that's specific. So the core truth is that people don't pay for nice things to have, they pay for must-haves. And you can still deliver journaling, meditation, purpose, but frame it through urgent problems that they're ready to talk about, they're ready to take care of, right? The problem is the problem is the front door. Not once they walk in, you can give them the full experience, right? So, but we need to frame that front door. It needs to have a frame around it because otherwise it's not going to land for them. And I feel that this, unless you really understand that, unless you really pinpoint that, it's not gonna be. That's why you're gonna continue to feel weird or not weird, but like really feel that your message is not landing, and it's not because the problem's not well defined for them. Because remember, I know it's your business, but you didn't create a business for you. You created it for someone else, and they need to understand you're talking to them, right? Extremely important. And as you can see, all the things that I'm talking about, 2 weeks ago, last week, and this week does not get many views, and I know that, and it's fine, right? Because it's not sexy. But I'm telling you, is the profitable. It's not about sexiness. It's about profitability, right? You have a business, not a hobby. So we need to make sure that you make some money, right? So that's why I talk about these things, because I want to make sure that I help you. So if you have any questions, if you want me to look at your problem statements, just like everyone else did, send me either comment down below on whatever you're watching this video, or feel free to send me a DM. I'm more than happy to go and give you some feedback on it. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about how to validate your problem solution fit. Like, there's different ways that I do it with my clients, and I love them. And I'm going to walk you through some ways that we can do it, because you're not going to get the results by closing yourself behind closed doors and kind of trying to figure it out. We need to make sure that you understand what is the need in the market, so they can position your offer in a way that you sell the need that they have, not a need that you feel that you want to solve. The market votes with their money, right? Whether you have your feelings wrapped around it or not, the market doesn't care. Market never cares about your feelings. It's about the truth and how it can benefit them. Okay. Hope this helps. Hope this was informative and helpful. I'll see you tomorrow with covering ways to validate the problem solution fit. And I think you're gonna really like that one. Okay. As always, I'm Portuguese, so big kiss, big hug, and I'll see you tomorrow on the next one. Bye.